This is Stars and Scopes with your pal Uma Ruby. Updated every new and full moon with guidance based on planetary transits in the current sky and extra support from tarot. For accuracy, do listen to your rising sign first if you know it, but do feel free to listen to your sun, moon and rising if you'd like the full picture. If you're loving this work and you've got some coins to spare, throw them in the tin over at buymeacoffee.com/Uma Ruby and you can buy me a coffee. Okay, let's drop into it. Hello Libra and Libra rising. Welcome to your horoscope for the full moon in Sagittarius happening on the 14th of June at 9:52 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Welcome to your reading. So this is great. We've got a bloody full moon that we can work with, that we can celebrate with, that we can look at. I was told recently that you're not supposed to look at eclipses. I don't know. I've been doing it wrong all along. They're so beautiful. I think one thing to remember with astrology and with all of these forms of divination and learning is that the rules are there and that you're being guided into finding your way of responding to it. I'll put it that way. A full moon in your third house of localized environment, your village, and the way that you communicate, your ability to spread the good word in some ways. I wonder what this means to you just off the bat like that, but I'm looking at the tarot cards here for the different points in the sky, and we've got some stuff to talk about, Libra. So normally at a full moon, it's a great chance to let go, to give back. This is what we can look forward to at this time around. We've got the sun in Gemini shining all of its light onto the moon in Sagittarius. There's a beautiful bouncing back and forth of energies, and we can work with that and send off whatever we don't need back to Luna and thank her for all of her guidance. Now, for whatever reason, we're dealing with a whole bunch of T-squares this year. So we have another T-square to comprehend at this full moon. Now, a T-square is a third party. So sun, moon, up here, a conflicting energy, the sort of central point of this tension is Neptune in Pisces. Now, poor old Neptune, they've been there for ages and they've been doing really well and providing us all with some great positivity and jubilation and expansion and all of that kind of stuff. But a T-square is conflicting energies. So if we think about Neptune, the planet of illusion, the magician of the zodiac, I guess you could call it that. We think about that and we think about those energies in like a lower vibration. So what is low vibration magician? What's low vibration illusion? It's delusion, isn't it? It's sort of like, what have I kidded myself about? That's kind of what we're kind of dealing with here. And it could be the full moon is a great chance to let some of that go and to give it back to Luna, that delusion, so I can see clearly now. I was being, I was barking up the wrong tree. No, I'm not. So this is your sixth house. So this is your daily rhythms. Now, I've spoken and written quite a lot about your sixth house this year because of all of the positive stuff that's been flowing through Pisces. But what does it mean to be suffering from delusions in your daily rituals and in your health, in your body, the way that you sort of like get from A to B and chop the wood and pay the bills? What does delusion mean in there? Are you potentially not taking care of yourself in some way? Has your health played like a back seat at the moment, and the full moon's urging you in its Sagittarius way of learning and communicating? Perhaps your body's trying to tell you something. That could be what's going on here at this lunation. I've got some tarot cards that I wanted to show you. So at 23 degrees of Sagittarius, we've got the 10 of Wands. So this energy in the tarot is a moment of kind of feeling almost defeated, like feeling so exhausted and the weight of the world on your sort of shoulders. You're not sure if you can hold it up any longer. It's kind of, I guess, the magician, the old witch is sometimes how I describe this card. She's kind of building her thicket to burn herself. She's like, fuck this, I can't do it. Oh, so I'll cut that out. So that's the moon. That's kind of, there is that sort of world-weary sort of vibe going on here. The sun at 23 degrees of Gemini is the Ten of Swords. Now, this is similar energy to the Ten of Wands, but this is much more, I guess, difficult energy. It's tricky. I'm not going to lie. Ten of Swords is an absolute battle of the minds lost. It's feeling completely obliterated, alienated, lied to, maybe. It's feeling, it's an ending. It's a real ending of a mental turmoil. But that's the positive way to look at it too, because the sun's rising in the background of the Ten of Swords in some drawings. And to have the sun there is the physical manifestation of that sun rising. So whatever you might be battling with in terms of the brain, trust and know that everything comes in a cycle, and this is the end of that cycle. So the sun's going to move over to Cancer, our emotional body, our ability to love, soon enough. So just sit with that. That's just one thing that I wanted to say about that. So that's the sun and the moon. The delusion, an illusion, is the Ten of Cups. So the Ten of Cups is emotional fulfillment. It's the kind of, how have I described it before? The sun setting on the horizon and holding your lover and staring off into middle distance and thinking to yourself, oh God, this is love. How I love to love. And that's the end of the movie. So, you know, like there's the delusion there. So what is this talking about, and how is that related to your sixth house, your daily rhythms? What is it about your life that you're sort of playing to a narrative that perhaps doesn't exist? This could be health. Sixth house is health and body. So are you burning the candle at both ends until there ain't no candle left? Maybe. That could be something to think about. Okay, one more tarot card I'm going to talk about, and then I'm going to pull you some intuitive stuff so we can sort of sew it all together. The major arcana, the major secret in the tarot that is the Sagittarius card is Temperance, which is about balance, which is about balancing fire and water, balancing one extreme with the other, balancing passion with emotion. So how the Temperance card really does do a beautiful job of mixing those two things together and always finding enough time for everything and everything in its place as well. That's Temperance. So this is something that is another little thing to meditate on at this full moon maybe. You know, look at the bigger picture, zoom out for a moment. So that's the sky. I'm also going to pull you some, what deck will I use? I might use the crows actually. So I'm going to pull you some intuitive cards to see if Spirit's got anything they'd like to say now to sort of tie in with what's going on upstairs and the advice and suggestions I've given you of how best to work with this moon. Full moons are great, especially ones that we've got access to, like not an eclipse season when you just have to like hide away from it and not look and hope for the best. Okay, Seven of Swords reversed. Okay, so if we remember back to the new moon in Gemini reading that I did, and also Saturn's position. Oh, I didn't even mention Saturn actually. Okay, I'm going to backtrack, but I'm going to come ahead again. With the difficult aspect of the T-square with Neptune and that sense of delusion, there's also some positive things going on upstairs as well. So the moon's in a trine, which is like brethren, with Mars in Aries. So think fire and fire. So there's passion here to be discovered and to be released. Maybe in the way that you're communicating. Maybe you're being egged on to say what you mean and mean what you say. Let it out. That could be something. The sun is in really positive aspect again, brethren, with Saturn in Aquarius. So the sun's air right now, Gemini, Saturn's in Aquarius, more air, more thoughts. The tarot card that Saturn's still in, because it doesn't move very quickly, is 25 degrees of Aquarius. Long story short, that's the Seven of Swords, which is the card of leaving things out. It's the card of what is not being given away, what information is being edited or vetoed. This came out in reverse for you in your intuitive reading. So this is a double down on let it out. Speak it, talk it. What's your perspective? What are you censoring everybody else from to keep the peace in some way? Or what is being kept from you? Can you sense that? Who in your periphery can you think of that maybe isn't telling you the whole truth because they're worried that it might not be received very well? This goes both ways, but upside down, Seven of Swords is like, no, let it out. Let it out, let it out, let it out. Okay, what else? Okay, I've got 2 here. So I have the 5 of Cups. Okay, so that's walking into grief and emotional pain. That's kind of lamenting on something that's been lost and taking that moment to really grieve the loss. And I got the Hierophant, which is number 5 in the Major Secrets. This is the soothsayer. This is the wise one. This is someone that you can go to and learn from. Sagittarius energy, really good. But also to sit with and meditate with. The Hierophant's a really great master of the spiritual aspects of life. So sometimes, like in this rather gothic card, there's a sort of lingering image of a priest. I've got another deck. I wish that I had her so I could show you. No. She's the wise woman. She's the soothsayer. She's the healer up in the mountaintop. She's the one that you go to let it all out and wash it away. So I sense, Libra, that there's some big talking that you need to do. So do it. You're really being urged to do it right now. You've got support from the planets above, from spirit up there too, and from the symbols and the messages that are here and at your grasp whenever you need them. That's it from me, Libra. I'm going to leave this one here. Thanks very much for listening and watching as well. If you're tuning in on YouTube, to check out my Julia Roberts, Sandra Bullock mashup. It's Pride Month. I'm proud of myself. I think I look really cute. The end. I love you heaps. Full moon blessings. Head over to my website if you wanted to get a personal reading with me. I've just put up a new menu of some really specific readings with specific elemental guides for us. And also you can tip me at buymeacoffee.com/Uma Ruby if you'd like to tip this old waitress. Much love to you. I'll speak to you in 2 weeks for the new moon in Cancer. And this is an incredible time of emotional manifestation. This is a time to call in what's going on in our bodies and our hearts and really work with it and really hope for the next cycle. What can we imagine that next cycle might look like? Bye. Love you. Bye. Bye. It's Uma, by the way. My name's Uma. Bye. Bye.